Good morning, everyone. Good morning, dear student and the concerned teachers present in the class. This is Bijaya Sankar Sahu from Government High School, Sargipali. Welcome to everyone this live class from Virtual Studio, District Education Office, Sundargarh. Dear student, you know, we are free, but we are in chain. Freedom is virtue, and freedom we enjoy everywhere. We know the charms of freedom, but whenever we are restricted in a particular area, we feel very much congested. Dear student, there is a particular poem in your particular book, that is Alexander Selkirk, which is based on the spirit of freedom, how it is enjoyable, and when someone is restricted in a particular area, when someone getting lonely, how much it provides him pain, we are going to discuss today. So without much wasting our time, let's proceed towards the content. Okay, dear student, today we are going to discuss about the poem Alexander Selkirk. This particular poem was composed by William Cowper, a very renowned English poet, we can say. His poem, it was quite worthy, and we very much like to read and very much like to know about his poem. He composed this particular poem, and after his composition, it also inspired another particular poet, Daniel Defoe, who has composed a novel called as Robinson Crusoe. This student, one of them, most probably, he miscellaneously writes short poems, and this is one of the most important poems he composed, which reflect about the loneliness of Alexander Selkirk, and the poem reflects the freedom of his spirit in a lonely island. So let's proceed. Whenever we are talking about this particular poem, there is a particular error we can ignore over here, dear student. This one we will ignore. So this is the particular poem. We will recite the poem first, and stanza by stanza we will move towards the content. I am monarch of all I survey, my right there is none to dispute. From the center all round to the sea, I am lord of fowl and the brood. O solitude, where are the charms that sages have seen in the face? Better dwell in the midst of alarms than reign in this horrible place. Yes, student, this is the first stanza. Next we'll move towards the second stanza. I am out of humanity's reach. I must finish my journey alone. Never hear the sweet music of peace. I start at the sound of my own. The beasts that roam over the plain, my forms with indifference see, they are so unacquainted with men, their tameness is shocking to me. Next, society, friendship and love, divinely bestow upon men. Oh, had I the wings of a dove, how soon would I taste you again? My sorrows I then might assuage in the ways of religion and truth, might learn from the wisdom of age, and be cheered by the sallies of youth. Dear student, next. Ye winds that have made me your sport, convey to this desolate shore some cordial endearing report. Of a land I shall visit no more, my friends do they now and then send a wish or a thought after me. Oh, tell me I yet have a friend, though a friend I am never to see. Next, dear student, how fleet is a glance of mine compared with the speed of its light. The tempest itself lags behind, and the swift wing arrows of light. When I think of my own native land, in a moment I seem to be there, but else recollection at hand soon hurries me back to despair. But the seafowl is gone to her nest, the beast is laid down in his lair. Even here is a season of rest, and I to my cabin repair. There is mercy in every place, and mercy encouraging thought gives even affliction a grace, and reconciles man to his Lord. Dear student, this is all about the poem. The poem is quite interesting, and the word we can find, the personified some words we can find in the poem, the comparison of poet with the different natural objects, with different non-speaking living organism with human being is quite interesting. Let's explore the meaning of different particular parts of the poem. So here the summary of the poem. First of all, we will try to know who was Alexander Selkirk. Dear student, Alexander Selkirk was a Scottish privateer and Royal Navy officer. Question may ask to you, who was Alexander Selkirk? So he was a Royal Navy officer from Scotland. Unfortunately, he spent 4 years and 4 months as a castaway after being marooned by his captain. This student, he started his voyage with his captain, but there was some dispute. It was arose in between them, and he was alone in a particular island, has to spend the days. You can find over here, initially at his request, or an uninhabited island in the South Pacific Ocean, Alexander Selkirk's adventurous stay at the island, which was called Juan Fernandez. Dear student, this is the island you can find, Juan Fernandez. This is particularly south to the Pacific Ocean, okay, and west is toward the South America. This is the particular place where he become inhabited, he become dwell for a period of time, that is for 4 years and 4 months. Alone, with very much lonely, he spent his time, and the experience, whatever he had shared, our poet here, William Cowper, expressed with this particular poem. So let's proceed towards the meaning of each stanza of the poem, dear student. After that, we are going to discuss the questions, that is MCQ based question. Okay, first of all, in the first stanza of the poem, Alexander Selkirk was left alone in a deserted island. It means the island, it was inhabited by human beings. No one was there. No human being it was living in that particular island. He feels that he is the supreme ruler of the land because no one there. He feels that he is the supreme ruler of the land, the sea and the birds and the animals around him, where there is no one to dispute or interfere him. Selkirk does not find any charm in the loneliness. You know, sages, those who are moved towards the forest, they try to find the lonely place, and they usually get charms over there. But here Selkirk does not find any charm in the loneliness. He would rather like to live in the midst of noise and disturbance than a life of solitude in a deserted island. It means he doesn't want to live a life of solitude. Solitude means alone. Solitude means alone. You can find over here, no man was there. Alone he was spending the time with animals and birds all around him. So he was alone. He tried to get peace from there, but he was unable to get all this. Okay, so next, dear student. Cut off from the society. As he was far from the society, he assured himself that he had to reside there all alone. By himself, because there was no any option. He was all alone and no one was there. So he decided that anyhow he has to live alone. He is unable to hear the sweet speech of man. He finds that the beasts around him are indifferent to him because the beast, the animals, they never acquainted, they never seen such kind of human being before. So they were very indifferently treating to Alexander Selkirk. And the tameness also, it was unexpected, we can say. He feels that society, friendship and love are the divine gifts given to men. It means whenever you are alone, During that particular period of time, you very much miss your friends, your loved one, with whom you usually spend your time. In the same way, Alexander Selkirk also miss his friends, relatives, and the loves he was getting from them. So he feels that society where we are living, we are getting the love, we are getting the affection. Society provide us a good, meaningful way of life where we cheer, we spend our time with happiness. So, dear student, he feels in that lonely island that society, friendship, and love actually these are the divine gifts given to man. He wishes to have the wings of a dove so that he can fly and cross the ocean and see the faces of his friends again and the relatives. Okay, and learn the wisdom from elderly people. Dear student, you know, elderly people, they are much more experienced of life. Whenever we are in trouble, we are going to them and we seek various kinds of advice from them. So dear student, he realized that I should have a wings of dove so that I can fly and cross the ocean and see my friends' faces. Also the faces of my relatives. He also wants to learn the wisdom. Wisdom means knowledge, the advice from the elderly people, and enjoy himself in the company of young men. You know, dear student, young men are having more energy, they are having more enthusiasm, they enjoy their life with much more than other by singing, dancing, merrymaking. So he was missing all his friends, the young friends with whom he was spending time with joy. Okay, so he wants all these things again. So he wants to be a dove. Okay, dear student, next. He requests the winds to bring some good news from his native land, because you know, dear student, wind, it is present everywhere and it can flow everywhere. So he requests the winds, he appeals the winds to bring some good news. Good news from whom? From his native land. He also appeals the winds to convey his message to his near and dear one whom he can never visit, because he was alone there in the island and there was no means of transportation. It was there with him so that he can move towards his native land. He wants to know whether his friends still remember him or not, or wishing him or not. The student, he was missing a lot to his friends, to his relatives, and all these things about the friends, about the relatives, and also he wants to convey about him to his friends and relatives. So he was requesting to the winds. Okay, next. He feels that human minds moves faster than wind and light. Dear student, whenever you close your mind and think about a particular place, in your mind, with a glance of mind, with the sudden sparks of time, you are reaching to that place. Your imagination and thoughts keep yourself over there. In the same way, he feels that human minds moves faster than wind and light. Dear student, you know, light is the fastest as comparison to everyone. You know, you have studied in science, but according to poet William Cowper, Alexander here realized human mind move faster than wind and light. You can also realize these things whenever you are just closing your eyes and think about a particular place. Suppose you think about a particular place like Sundargarh bus stand. You can find yourself in Sundargarh bus stand within a second. So, is not it? Human minds is faster than wind and light? Yes. Whenever he thinks of his native land, he feels as if he is present there. So whenever he is closing his eyes and thinking about his native land, he finds himself, he is there. But when he realizes his present position, again whenever he realizes his present position, what he got or what he usually get. His heart is filled with despair. Again the sorrowness, again the loneliness, it comes to his mind that nothing can be happen with me. I'm here alone. I'm here all alone in loneliness. I have to live the life alone. In this particular island, he again in sorrow think all these particular things. So dear student, this is all about the particular stanza of the poem. Next, when the evening comes, the seabirds, which in this particular poem called as seafall, that is seabirds and animals, come to their respective resting place to have a rest. Seabird went to its nest and the animals went to their lairs. In that particular period of time, Selkirk also wants to retire to his cabin. Dear student, here retire means what? Here retire means returning to his cabin. You can find over here in this particular picture his cabin, which is made out of straw and different wood he attached and he made over there a cabin for him where he was resting over there. So in this particular cabin, in the evening, he also wants to retire over there. So dear student, I think you have understood up to that. Next, he feels that the divine mercy is omnipresent. It means God is present everywhere. The blessing of God is present everywhere. You know, God is omnipresent. Omnipresent means present everywhere. It is mercy which transfers suffering to grace. God's blessing keeps everything fine. It means it can transfer suffering to grace. So we need everywhere the mercy of God. It means the blessing of God. Grace makes men reconcile to his fate. It means whenever we are getting grace, we make ourselves happy. We make ourselves successful. We make ourselves lucky, we can say. The mercy of God helps him to tolerate his suffering. When he was there all alone in the island, he was suffering with pain because he was feeling loneliness, because he was departed from his friends and relatives. All alone he was spending his time. There was no sweet music of speech to listen, no one there to convey his grief. He was spending time with the animals and the birds. So in that particular period of time, he was hoping that time will come and God will give me blessing, and the time will come I can remove all this suffering from this particular place and I will move towards my native place. So dear student, at last he is having a hope. He is having a hope that one day will come, I can move towards my native land, because he is believed towards God. Okay, that's why it is written over here, he feels that the divine mercy is omnipresent and it is the mercy which transfers suffering into grace. Grace makes man reconcile to his fate. The mercy of God helps him to tolerate his suffering. He was capable to bear all the pain, and he hoped that one day will come, all the suffering will remove from that particular place and he will find himself in his native land. So dear student, this is all about the poem. The poem is quite interesting. The loneliness of the character, the central character, that is Alexander Selkirk. We know how much and what is the importance of freedom in our life from this particular poem. Okay, so let's proceed towards the exercise work today. A lot of questions I have brought over here. So student from different school, make yourself ready and try to answer all the question, try to participate in the question answer discussion. Okay, first of all, first question, the poem Alexander Selkirk was composed by which particular poet? Robert William Service, David Ruth, Ben Jonson, William Cowper. So answer. Name the poet who has composed this particular poem. Student from
Option B,
Sergei.
William Cooper.
Very
Option
good.
D.
Very good. Option D, William Cowper. Very good. Okay. Next. Another question. I am monarchs of all I survey. Here the word survey means Dex. Measures land and make a plan of it. Look at and take a general view. Examine the condition. Give as an offering. So which option is appropriate? The
Option
meaning of
B.
the term survey.
Option B.
Option B. Very good. Very good. Look at and take a general view means here the word survey means see. Okay, dekhiva. Survey means dekhiva. It means wherever Alexander Selkirk is observing, माने जोठी को भी से देखु चंती, he is feeling that I am the monarch of all I survey. ये सबू स्थानर मु होची सम्राट बा अधिपति. Okay, very good. Next. Option number B, your answer is correct. Next question. I am monarchs of all I survey. Who is I referred to here? William Cowper,
Option B.
Alexander Selkirk, the Wien, the
Option B.
Island.
Option B.
Option B, Alexander
Option B.
Selkirk.
Alexander Selkirk.
Yes, yes. Your answer is correct. Alexander Selkirk is the person who conveyed to us, I am monarchs of all I survey. Okay, very good. Next. Oh solitude, where are the charms? The underlined word means text. Here underlined word is solitude. What is the meaning of the term solitude over here? Island, lonely place, seabird, supreme ruler.
Option C, lonely place. Option C, lonely place.
Very
Option C,
good.
lonely
Very
place.
good. Very good. Okay. The answer is correct. Here solitude means lonely place. Next. Decks have seen the charms in solitude's face. Dear student, here the word solitude means lonely place and it is personified. It is particularly treated as a person and the poet is conveying solitude face. Decks have seen the charms in solitude face.
They
Paris,
have-
Alexander Selkirk, Sages, the fowl and the brute.
Sex have seen the chance in solitude face.
Very good. Option number B, Sages have seen the charms in the solitude face. Very good. Okay. Correct. Your answer is correct. Next question. I am out of humanity's reach. I must finish my journey alone. Dear student, in this particular lines, what is the meaning you are getting? So these lines suggest that Selkirk is the sole inhabitant of the island. Importance of society and friendship. God is merciful to all the creatures. The winds will bring some happy news. What is the particular meaning this two lines suggest to us? Okay, dear student, you can answer. Student from BS High School. Option B, importance of society and friend. Okay, but you just read the particular line. I am out of humanity's reach. I must finish my journey.
Option B. Option 1. A.
Option 1. Let me read the option 1. Selkirk is the sole inhabitant of this island. Yes. He realized over there because no one was living. He was all alone. For that reason he was telling I am out of humanity's reach. I must finish my journey alone. It means Selkirk is the only person or the sole inhabitant of the island. So this is the correct answer. Option number A, who has answered, his answer is correct. Very good. Next we'll move to the next question. Alexander Selkirk wishes that he had the wings of a dex. Dove, seafowl, crow, pigeon.
Dove.
Very good. Very
Dove.
good. The answer is correct and the answer is dove. Okay, so he wants to had the wings of a dove so that he can cross the ocean and can move towards his native land. Okay, very good. Next we will move to the next question. Question number 8. Selkirk calls himself a monarch because Dex, he is the only human being on the island. There are only birds and animals there. There is no one else there to challenge his authority. All the above. This is a very confusing question I can find. So such kind of question will ask to you
Option
and
C.
will
Option C.
option. But you have answered very
Option
nicely.
C.
Okay, your answer is correct over here. There is no one else there to challenge his authority. That's why he feel himself as the monarch of that particular island. Okay, so Selkirk called himself as a monarch of that particular island because there is no one else there to challenge his authority. Okay, very good. Next. I must finish my journey alone. Here journey means dax. Journey by boat, journey by ship, journey of life, all the above.
Option C. Journey of life.
Very nice. Option C, journey of life. So he particularly convey here journey refers to journey of life. So I must finish my journey alone means
Thank you,
he
sir.
wants to live alone because no one was there, his companion over that island. So he decided anyhow I have to leave. Anyhow my journey of life I have to manage. Okay, next dear student, we will move to the next question. Selkirk request to Dex to bring good news of the native place. Again I am reading. Selkirk request to Dex to bring good news of the native place, the wind, the island, the beasts and the god. To whom he requested?
The gold. The god. Option D. The god.
He requested the god to bring good news from his native place. Try to remember again. To whom he appeals? To whom he appeals?
Option A.
Option A. Now your answer is correct. The wind. The wind. Okay. So the answer is the wind. He
Thank
requested
you,
the
sir.
wind to bring good news of the native place. He wants to get the news from his native place, whether his friends is wishing him or not, remembering him or not. Also he wants to convey about him to his friends. Okay, and he requests the winds to do the same. Okay, dear student, next. What would happen if Selkirk had had the wings of a dove? जदि सेल्कर्क रो गोटिए डोव भलिया डेणा ही जानता से कौन करिथांती? He would have flown over the sea to his native land. He would enjoy the charm of friendship, love and society. He could have learned wisdom from the elderly people, all the above.
Option A. Option A.
Option A.
Option
Okay,
A.
option A also it will be the answer. Read option B. When he will flown to that particular area, he would enjoy the charms of friendship, love and society. The same thing also it will happen with him. Option B also will be the answer. Let's read to option C. He could have learned wisdom from the elderly people because he can get them there. So option C will be also the answer. So ultimately, the question is
All of the above.
all of the above. All of the above. Because whenever he had the wings of a dove, he can get all these things. Okay, he would have flown over the sea to his native land. He would enjoy the charm of friendship, love and society. He could have learned wisdom from the elderly people. Okay, dear student, next question. Alexander thinks that he can never hear the deck, his own sound, the sound of birds and animals, sweet music of speech, all the above. Dear student, there is a spelling error. You just make it rectify over here. H-E-A-R it will be, okay, instead of H-E-R-E. So mark it H-E-R here. Here means Suniva. So Alexander thinks that he can never hear the decks, his own sound, sound of birds and animals,
Option C.
sweet music of speech, all the above.
Sweet music of speech.
Very good.
Sweet
Very
music
good.
of
The answer
speech.
is correct. Sweet music of speech. Okay. Here sweet music of speech refers to the speech of human being. It means the sound of human being. Because no one was there with him. That's why he was missing the sound of human being. And here the particular phrase refers to sweet music of speech. Very good. The answer is correct. Next, which of the following line in the poem suggests that the island is no man island? This kind of question it will come, and a different particular line in your poem convey us that the island is a no man island, dear student. But here these are the options are there, so from all these options you just try to find out the answer. The tempest itself lags behind, I am out of humanity reach, of a land I shall visit no more, and I to my cabin repair. Which line from this
I am
particular?
out of humanity's reach.
Very
I
good.
am out of humanity's reach.
Very good, very good. The answer is correct. I am out of humanity's reach. He feels that I am cut off from the society. I am out of humanity's reach. So it conveys us that where he was there, the place it was inhabited by, the place it was not dwelled by any human being. He was all alone. Okay, very good. Next, question number 14. The divine qualities bestow upon men are. So which are the divine qualities bestow upon men? Society, friendship and relatives, family, friends and relatives, society, friendship and love, friendship and caring. As according to the poem. Tell the answer. Divine qualities. What are the divine qualities bestow upon men? Answer quickly. Okay, try. Very good. Society, friendship
Society,
and love. I
friendship
got
and
the
love.
correct answer. Yes, very good. Society, friendship and love. So these are the three divine qualities bestow upon men. Whenever we are having all these, our life become prosperous, we can say, our life become happiest, we can say, and we got the pleasure of our life. Okay, we enjoy our life. Next, who had made the poet his sport? Sport means instruments or tools which someone used to play. So who had made the poet his sport? The wind, the island, the beast,
wind.
the god. Very
The
good.
wind.
The answer is the wind. Yes. The poet convey here, Alexander Selkirk realized the wind made the poet his sport. Very good. The answer is correct. The answer is the wind. Okay, the answer is the wind. Okay. The student, next we will move to the next question. Might learn from the wisdom of age and be cheered by the sallies of youth. Here the word sallies means text. Blessing, humorous remarks, pain, hard statement. Very important. This question is very important because the meaning of the term sallies of youth here it is asked to you, and you need to identify the meaning of the term in this two lines. Read the line and try to convey the meaning. Sallies of youth. At last, whenever option. Which option you told? C. Yes, the answer is correct. Humorous remarks. जो कौतुकिया मूवमेंट जो हास्यपद मूवमेंट गुड़ाक यूथ माने युवक मान सहित से बिताइबा चाहूँगी. ओके, सो द आंसर इज करेक्ट. ह्यूमरियस रिमार्क्स. हियर सेलिस ऑफ यूथ मीन्स ह्यूमरियस रिमार्क्स. कौतुकिया बा हास्यास्पद. रिमार्क्स मीन्स मंतव्य जोटा कि मजा लगी शुणा एवं से समय टाइम स्पेंड करने को बहुत बहुत मजा लगी. ओके, तो जोटा कि यूथ माने एका संगे थिले से भलिया करथांती. दे आर मेरी मेकिंग, गॉसिपिंग and the topic they are talking that is much more humorous. Okay, next, in the desolate island Alexander is shocked. Is shocked for what reason? The condition of the beast, the condition of his own, the condition of the birds, the tameness of the beast. As according to the poem,
of his own.
the condition of his own, he shocked. For certain reason Alexander is shocked.
Of his own.
To analyze, the answer will be different. Is shocked for what reason? Okay, any other school will try. In that desolate island, Alexander is shocked at the tameness of the animals, because the animals never seen human before. That's why it was very difficult in the part of Alexander to tame them. तांको मनैवाटा बहुत डिफिकल्ट थिला अलेक्जेंडर प्रति एवं सेमानकर जो टेमनेस टा आलेक्सांडर को शॉक करूथला बा तांकू आश्चर्य बा कोन आमे कहि परिबा यस he was shocked out of that. Okay, the answer will be the tameness of the beast. Here the answer is the tameness of the beast shock Alexander. Okay, so the answer is in the desolate island Alexander is shocked at the tameness of the beast. Okay, next we will move to the next question. Oh, tell me, I yet have a friend. Whom does Alexander request? The answer is very easy. He requests this to the wind. Okay, he requests this to the wind. Oh, tell me, yet I have a friend. Okay, the answer it is the wind. Next question we will move. How does Selkirk find himself in his native land in a moment? से केमिति गोटे मुहूर्त रे निजकू तांको नेटिव लैंड रे पाई पारुथिले कोन से करथिले by his imagination and thought, by the speed of light when he flies like a dove, by the sea. किभली तांकू बा निजकू तांको नेटिव लैंड रे पाई पारुथिले The question is very important. Here the answer will be option number answer option number C. When he flies like a dove, he wished to be had a wings of the dove, but this is not happen true, na? So for what reason he find himself? For what the tasks he usually do? That reason he find himself in the native land. So the answer will be by his imagination and thought. I told you whenever you are closing your eyes and thinking, you find yourself in different places where whatever and about the place you are thinking. So that is the imagination and thought keep you in a particular place. So in the same way, Alexander by his imagination and thought, he find himself in his native land. But whenever he remember his position, present position, again he despair. Answer will be option number A. Answer will be option number A. That is by his imagination and thought. That is by his imagination and thought. Okay, that is by his imagination and thought. Next, the sea fall is gone to her decks. Sea fall कोड को रेस्ट ने मगु गला. Lair, nest, cabin, case. The sea fall is gone to her
cabin.
Alexander went to his cabin. Seafall is gone to where? Seafall is a bird.
Option C,
So
nest.
Yes, the answer will be correct. Nest. Okay, so Seafall is gone to her nest. Which of the following, according to Alexander Selkirk, has the swiftest motion? बहुत fast motion. An arrow of light, a glance of mind, or tempest, the voice of the thunder? This is also very important question. Who does सबुतरु fastest according to Alexander Selkirk?
Option A.
An arrow.
Option A.
Option
An
A.
arrow at light.
poem रे हमको कहिथिले एरो एवं एरो ऑफ लाइट ट्रू एवं विंड टू मध्य आउ कोडा बेसी फास्ट कोडा कहा जाईची
Option B, a tempest.
यस
A glance of the mind.
ऑप्शन बी भी नुहे और
A glance of the mind. Option C.
Yes,
Option C.
very good. Yes, very good. A glance of mind. Okay, a glance of mind. It means মনোরগতি an arrow of light through एवं tempest to मध्य बहुत क्षिप्रतर. हला next जीवा. Which of these aspect is reflected in the poem? Alexander Selkirk. Loneliness, enjoyment, happiness, sorrow.
Option A,
Loneliness. Yes, the answer is correct. The answer is correct. Loneliness. तांकर एकाकीपण एठी रिफ्लेक्ट हेछि. Very good. Next. आमे जीवा. Next आउ दुई तीनटा क्वेश्चन अछि. My sorrows I then might assume in the ways of religion and truth. Here the word assume means text. What is remember at present? Making something acceptable, bring into harmony, making pain and sorrow less painful. Here assume means text. Can anyone answer?
Option D. Option D. Making pain and sorrows less painful.
Very good, very good. The answer is correct. Making pains and sorrow less painful. So dear student, from glossary also, from glossary or keywords also, the question it will come and you need to prepare that part also, the meaning of different terms. Next two questions. These are the last two questions. Alexander Selkirk find that the beast is taking rest in that his cave his lair, his nest, his cabin. Beast କୋଉଠି rest ନେବାକୁ ଯାଉଥିଲା?
Option C. Option C. Option
Beast
C.
ମାନେ ହେଲା ପଶୁ. Beast ମାନେ ହେଲା ପଶୁ.
Hello.
ସେ କଣ nest?
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Okay, I can able to hear answer.
Option C. Option C. Option C.
Option C. How?
Option C.
How
Option
option
B.
equals C? Option B will be the correct answer. Beast take its rest in his lair. Okay, dear student, ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ପ୍ରଥମରୁ କହିଥିଲି सी fall ଯାଇଥିଲା କୋଉଠୁ rest ନେବା ପାଇଁ nest କୁ ତାର beast ଯାଉଥିଲା nest rest ନେବାକୁ ତାର lair କୁ ଏବଂ Alexander Selkirk ନିଜର cabin କୁ. So these are the three term you need to remember. Beast his lair, सी fall his nest এবং এটি Alexander Selkirk his cabin. Next. And I to my cabin repair. What is the meaning of the term repair in the context of the poem refers to? To clean his cabin, to maintain his cabin, to destroy his cabin, to return to his cabin. Here repair means what? Repair or meaning कौन है थी?
Option B. Option B.
Option B. To maintain his cabin. No. Try again.
Option C.
No.
Option C.
Try again. No.
Option A.
And no. Rest is option D. So obviously the answer will be option D. You have not able to answer.
Option
The
D?
answer is to return to his cabin. Here repair means return to his cabin. This is a very important question. You have unable to answer. Okay, so mark it. This is as important. Dear student, in this way the MCQ question it will come. Rest to it from this particular chapter also. From subjective question it will come. Dear student, here I have set two subjective question. You can also mark it as important. What do you think encourage Selkirk to survive in the island? It means what are the particular things encourage Selkirk to survive in the island? First of all, he is having good hope. The hope of getting back to his friends and family helps Selkirk to live. तांको पाखरे जो भलो होप थिला, होप माने आशा जे one day will come he will move towards his own native land. Next week he had realized that God is merciful. Bhagwan dayalu to all the creatures and that there is mercy in every place. This thought had listened means kona reduce korthula his sorrows and had given him hope and encouragement to survive alone in the inhabited island. तो एई सब जिनसटा तांकू एनकरेज करूथला तांकर सोरो को लेसेंस करूथला लेसेंस माने कमौथला बा कम करूथला एवं तांकू एनकरेजमेंट प्रोवाइड करूथला टू सर्वाइव अलोन इन द inhabited island. First of all, his good hope, and second one is that he realized that God is merciful to all the creatures. Next, I got a question. How does Selkirk reach his native land? जते बेले से glance of mind को use करूथला dear student. देखिए दबा, the glance of mind has the fastest speed. So whenever Selkirk thinks of his native land, in a moment he feels like he is there. तो सेठी को से पाई जाउथिले. जते बेले से आखि बंद कर दउथिले एवं निज नेटिव लैंड विषय भाबुथिले से निजको पाउथिले निज नेटिव लैंड रे. बट जते बेले पुणी भाबी दउथिले जे मु तो एथि अछि. Whenever or however imagination do not last forever, so the realization of his reality brings Selkirk back to the island and puts him back to despair. पुणी से दुखी हे जाउथिले काहे कि ना तांकर प्रकृत अवस्था कोठी थिला से सेठी निर्जन सेही पर्टिकुलर आइलैंड रे थिले. So in this way that brings him back to the island. माने सेही भली भाबरे से निज नेटिव लैंड को मध्य पळे जाउथिले एवं पुणी तांकर जतेबेले भावना सरी जाउथिला ग्लांस ऑफ माइंड तार जो पर्टिकुलर मूवमेंट सरी जाउथिला से निजको पुणी पाउथिले नेटिव लैंड. सो डियर स्टूडेंट, दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द क्लास राइट नाउ. This is the homework part that you need to do, and you need to consult your English teacher. So you just note down these are the question. I hope the class will much more benefit for you from the exam point of view. Right now, dismiss only the class. Thank you everyone, those who have participated. And right now I am with this signing off. Thank you. Have a nice day.